Next, be hearing from Jacob Manning from the Small Business Association of Michigan and Lindsey Potter, chair of the Michigan Childcare Association and operator of Bright Light Early Care and Education in Battle Creek. Both of you, please begin when you're ready.
Good morning. Thank you, Chair Schutte and members of the committee for the opportunity to come speak with you all today. My name is Jacob Manning. I am the Grassroots Coordinator and Policy Advisor with the Small Business Association of Michigan, also known as SBAM. At SBAM, we tout the largest membership of any small business association anywhere in the country. We have over 33,000 members throughout all 83 counties in Michigan, and we have presence in every and any industry that you could imagine. And one of the refrains we hear from across our membership, regardless of industry, is about how overregulation, needless licensing requirement, and complex rules, red tape generally, take away from their ability to provide services and take away from their ability to do business. SBAM has long-standing public policy positions that support restraint and regular evaluation of the regulatory and rulemaking processes. Just what's going on now here in this committee. So we were encouraged to hear Governor Whitmer mention in her State of the State address that she addressed the vital need for reform in this space. And we are grateful to see Speaker Hall and Chair Schutte, of course, take the first steps towards elevating the issues that exist within these systems. So we believe that complex regulations have a tendency to act in a way as an inadvertent subsidy that favors well-established businesses with larger staffs, more capacity, while it forces entrepreneurs to split time between their businesses and compliance. And we believe that if policymakers take this moment to take a step back, to evaluate the burden of existing regulations and to compare the costs with the benefits that they bring, we think that we'll see some substantial cutbacks that don't come at a substantial loss to safety, just because there are so many redundancies within the system. In a time when small businesses are dealing with rising costs across the board, reducing regulatory overlap and streamlining policies will help unlock small business owners to allow them to focus on the work that's most important to them, which is, of course, their business. Additionally, aside from being just a good idea in and of itself in freeing small business owners, red tape has a chilling effect on many vital industries across the state and exacerbates many of our state's most pressing issues, including housing shortages and childcare shortages as well. So, to help provide some color to this, I'm joined today by Lindsey Potter. Lindsey Potter is the owner of Bright Light Early Care and Education, and she also serves as the chair on the board of directors for the Childcare Providers Association of Michigan. Lindsey?
Thank you, Chair Schutte and members of the committee. I appreciate the opportunity and the moment to come forward today to share my experiences within childcare. Thank you, Jacob and SBAM, for the opportunity to share the stories that matter and the acknowledgement today as childcare businesses and workers are facing some of the most complex and critical times. My career began as I operated preschool within the public setting, which was funded both by state and federal funds. At that time, my lens of regulation held views of teachers' unions, local contracts, community school requirements, funding requirements, and outcome goals for the students. And this seemed incredible, given my post-baccalaureate mind. Under my leadership with the expansion of funding near 2009, 50% of the community that I was working in had access to preschool for the first time. This number later grew to 65% in the expansion years of the early 2010s. Looking back, this work of development, adoption, application of the program expectations under the various government oversight bodies and regulations were just a stepping stone for my future. My current career, operating Bright Light Early Care and Education in Battle Creek, has been the heart work over my last 5 years. In the trenches, we have developed a model of childcare which honors children and families first, and regulations in addition. This has come with an incredible amount of mind work. As a small business, we opened post-COVID in a remodeled 100-year-old barn, and while it's beautiful and wholly serves the purpose of honoring children, it was, and sometimes still is, a journey for the strong of heart, mission, and purpose. Our mission to create a space for children to thrive and develop is encompassed by regulations intended to keep these same children safe. This lens of safety brings forward health departments, licensing agents, building inspectors, water agencies, playground inspectors, and that's just to get the doors open. Childcare spaces must then manage the upkeep and maintenance of these spaces with limited human resources, as the market for childcare and preschool does not generate enough funding to support the business of childcare. On the average day, I am a staff coach, family counselor, clerical staff, HR department, grounds crew, emergency cleaning gal, and behavior coach for the children. Each of these roles brings a sense of accomplishment, but also seems to come with its own set of rules. As we enter the next phase of reform, as mentioned by Governor Whitmer in her State of the State address, I am encouraged to consider that a platform will indeed show up which reduces overlap of rules and decreases the unintended consequences, the byproducts of these copious rules, for the mission-driven work of childcare. We at Bright Light are a small business, employing 25 staff, serving approximately 75 families every day. This type of childcare exists in every region across the state and creates vital infrastructure for the workforce of Michigan. This infrastructure is built on the tenacity of small businesses operating under duress, in constant worry of compliance to the rules and which ones will be enforced today. As a matter of fact, licensing could arrive at my center any moment. We are living in a time where strain on human resources is present daily and are charged with providing care in the market which is unable to compensate wages in a fair and equal manner in relation to the tasks at hand. Wages are directly related to the market, and that is a whole conversation for another day. Efforts have been made over the last 6 years to invest in early care and education, and these efforts are greatly appreciated. But let's be honest for a moment. Childcare does not have middle management. We have teachers and we have directors. And any institution required to meet the level of compliance with state and federal agencies with their expectations. It's no wonder we are currently feeling burdened with the saddled with the burden that no one to do the work. Navigating these rules, let alone evaluating, responding, applying, or even occasionally dissenting against the rules, goes without. Therefore, the culture of compliance versus camaraderie is the current condition of early care and education across Michigan. My career took me directly from teaching the children to today, and tomorrow will bring another adventure. Within all of these adventures, individuals rise, and this committee seems to be of individuals who have indeed risen to the call. Thank you for your personal and collective response as you hear from systems and individuals operating small businesses but making large impacts across this great state today.
Well, thank you both. Just a quick question for me. So when you're, and first off, appreciate your testimony, appreciate the services that you provide. That's really important for anyone trying to raise a family in our state. Would you say the departments you're interfacing most, is it with Laura? Is it with MyLeap? Is it with who are the all of the above?
Childcare regularly interfaces with MyLeap. However, they act as a conduit for about 6 organizations.
So we have 6 different organizations that your child care servicing is having to interact with. That is a lot. Thank you. Any other questions? Oh, sorry.
That's just the state level. That's not the local level.
That's not federal. Yeah, or the local.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really important testimony. Appreciate it. Any other questions, members of the committee? Representative DeBoer?
Not a question, just a thank you. That is a huge work you're taking on in all the lives of those little kids and their futures in our state, finding their way to have a job that will give back to the world. It's a very high calling, and it's a heavy weight. I feel the mantle that you wear, and now really deeply appreciate it. There's no way to put the thanks into words adequately. Thank you.
All right, Jacob and Lindsey, thank you very much for your testimony.